Welcome to this powerful video on how to build self-discipline and improve not just your English, but your entire life. If you've ever struggled with staying consistent in your English practice, or if you found it hard to stay motivated, you're not alone. Many language learners face the same challenges, and today we're going to tackle them head on. But before we dive into self-discipline, let's think about something for a moment. Why is self-discipline so important? It's the key to success in almost everything you want to achieve, especially in learning a language like English. Without discipline, it's easy to get distracted or give up when things get tough. But with the right mindset, you can turn self-discipline into a tool for unstoppable progress. Now, here's the exciting part. We're going to combine self-discipline with something powerful: graded readers. What exactly are graded readers? These are books and stories written specifically for language learners, with language that's adapted to your current level. So whether you're a beginner or an intermediate learner, graded readers will help you improve your English in a way that's enjoyable and manageable. In this video, we'll explore the link between self-discipline and language learning. I'll show you how to build a strong habit of reading, listening, and practicing English every day. And the best part? You'll be building self-discipline at the same time. But remember, self-discipline isn't just about doing things you have to do. It's about creating habits that become a part of your life. Once you learn how to stay disciplined, the path to fluency in English becomes clearer, easier, and even more enjoyable. So if you're ready to unlock the power of self-discipline and start transforming your English learning experience and your life, let's jump right in. Now let's talk about self-discipline and why it's absolutely crucial for your success in learning English. Imagine trying to learn English without any consistency. One day you study for an hour, and the next day you completely forget about it. Or you may be motivated to watch an English movie, but then the next day you can't find the time to practice speaking. Self-discipline is what fills in those gaps. It's the reason why successful language learners don't just depend on motivation. They rely on consistent effort. Self-discipline helps you form daily habits, even when you don't feel like it. The key is to make studying English a regular part of your routine. When it becomes a habit, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. Here's the good news. You don't need extreme willpower to build self-discipline. It's not about forcing yourself to study for hours at a time. It's about creating small, achievable goals that you can tackle every day. Think about it. Instead of trying to memorize 100 new words in one day, start with 5 or 10. Instead of sitting for a 3-hour grammar session, try reading a graded reader for just 15 minutes a day. Small steps will build the consistency that leads to lasting progress. The reason graded readers are so effective in this process is simple. They allow you to read at your own level, providing the perfect challenge without overwhelming you. This reduces the frustration that often comes with trying to read books that are too difficult, and it keeps you motivated to read every day. The more you read, the more vocabulary you pick up, and the more you develop a sense of language structure. Plus, these books are designed to be fun, so you're more likely to stick with it. But let's face it, building self-discipline isn't always easy. So how can we stay disciplined? The first step is setting clear goals. This brings us to the next point. To build self-discipline, it's essential to set clear and achievable goals. This is where you start creating a roadmap for your English learning journey. Without a clear goal, it's easy to lose focus and become distracted by other things. Think of goals as the foundation of your self-discipline. When you know exactly what you're working towards, it's much easier to stay consistent. For example, instead of a vague goal like, I want to learn English, set specific goals like, I will learn 5 new words every day. I will read 1 chapter of a graded reader each day. I will practice speaking English for 10 minutes every morning. These specific goals are measurable, and they give you something concrete to track. When you reach them, you get a sense of achievement. which reinforces your self-discipline and keeps you motivated. Setting goals is also about breaking down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Instead of telling yourself, I need to become fluent in English, break that big goal into smaller steps, like I'll focus on improving my pronunciation, or I'll practice using 10 new expressions in conversation. It's also helpful to set short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals like learning 5 words a day or finishing a chapter of a graded reader help you stay focused day by day. Long-term goals like becoming fluent in English or mastering a particular skill keep you motivated and give you a bigger picture of why you're learning. Tracking your progress is another important aspect of goal setting. It helps you see how far you've come, which is vital when the road gets tough. Use a journal, an app, or even a calendar to mark off each day that you meet your goal. This simple act will keep you accountable to yourself and ensure that you're not skipping any days. Remember, consistency is key to building self-discipline. Once you've set clear goals, the next step in building self-discipline is to create a consistent routine. A routine gives you structure and helps you form habits that will make your English practice a part of your daily life. Start by identifying the best time of day to practice English. This might be early in the morning before work or school, during lunch breaks, or in the evening after dinner. Whatever time works best for you, stick to it consistently. By setting aside a specific time every day for English practice, you train your mind to expect that activity, making it feel more natural and easier to keep up. In addition to scheduling your practice time, you should also establish a space for learning. This could be a quiet corner in your home, a cozy spot in a coffee shop, or even a corner of your office. The key is to make this space your dedicated place for English practice. When you sit down in that space, your brain will recognize it as a time to focus, helping you stay disciplined. A routine isn't just about setting time and space, it's also about developing habits that align with your goals. For example, if you're learning English through graded readers, make it a habit to read one chapter each day. If you're working on vocabulary, spend 5 minutes each morning reviewing new words. Another helpful tactic is to prepare your learning materials in advance. Having your books, flashcards, or apps ready to go eliminates the need to waste time figuring out what to do next, making it easier to dive straight into your practice session. To avoid feeling overwhelmed, it's important to start small. If you're new to routines or building self-discipline, don't expect yourself to study English for hours at a time. Start with just 10 or 15 minutes a day. Gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable, but remember, the key is consistency, not intensity. One of the biggest obstacles to self-discipline is procrastination. It's easy to push things off, telling yourself you'll practice English later, but this can quickly derail your progress. Overcoming procrastination requires understanding why it happens and taking active steps to prevent it. The first thing to realize is that starting is often the hardest part. Once you begin practicing, it becomes easier to keep going. A simple trick to overcome procrastination is the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself that you will study English for just 5 minutes. Once those 5 minutes are up, you may find that you're motivated to continue because you have already started. This small commitment can help break the cycle of procrastination. Another effective strategy is to break tasks into smaller steps. For example, instead of telling yourself, I need to read for an hour, say, I will read 1 page of my graded reader. Breaking down tasks into manageable chunks makes them seem less intimidating and easier to start. Staying motivated is also crucial to building self-discipline. Motivation isn't always a constant feeling, so you need to have strategies to keep it high. One of the most powerful motivators is tracking your progress. Every time you finish a chapter in your graded reader, check it off on your list. Celebrate small wins along the way, whether it's learning a new word, completing a practice session, or improving your pronunciation. Another way to stay motivated is to remind yourself of your why. Why do you want to improve your English? Is it to get a better job, travel the world, or connect with people? Keep this motivation front and center, especially when things get tough. Creating a sense of accountability can also help you stay motivated. Tell a friend or family member about your language goals or even share your progress on social media. Having someone to check in with can make you more committed to sticking to your routine. Lastly, embrace failure as part of the process. You may not always stick to your schedule or meet your goals, and that's okay. Instead of feeling discouraged, use these setbacks as opportunities to learn. Understand what went wrong, adjust your routine, and keep moving forward. Remember, building self-discipline takes time, and perfection is not the goal. Progress is. Now that you have strategies for overcoming procrastination and staying motivated, it's time to focus on building long-term habits that will reinforce your self-discipline. Building habits is essential for achieving consistent progress in your English learning journey. To start, it's helpful to understand that habits are formed by consistency. The more often you engage in an activity, the more automatic it becomes. So instead of relying on motivation alone, work on making your English practice a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Set a specific time each day for studying English, whether it's in the morning, during your lunch break, or before bed. By sticking to this schedule, you will begin to build a strong habit over time. A great technique to build habits is to pair new activities with existing ones. This is called habit stacking. For example, if you already drink coffee in the morning, you can use that time to practice English. Listen to an English podcast or read a few pages of your graded reader while enjoying your coffee. Pairing something you already do with a new habit makes it easier to stick to. Another key to building lasting habits is keeping things simple and realistic. Don't overwhelm yourself with too many activities at once. Start with small, achievable goals. For example, instead of setting a goal to read a full chapter of your graded reader every day, aim for just a few pages. Once you're comfortable with that, you can gradually increase the difficulty. This approach allows you to build confidence and avoid burnout. It's also important to stay flexible. Life can be unpredictable, and some days you may not be able to stick to your schedule. That's okay. The key is to get back on track as soon as possible. Don't let one missed day turn into a week of missed practice. Acknowledge the setback, adjust, and move forward. As you build habits, accountability partners can continue to play a huge role in your success. Having someone to check in with not only helps you stay motivated, but it also gives you a sense of responsibility. You're less likely to skip a practice session if someone is counting on you to keep progressing. Finally, reward yourself for your consistency. Positive reinforcement is a powerful tool for reinforcing habits. When you stick to your routine for a week or a month, reward yourself with something special, whether it's watching your favorite show, enjoying a treat, or taking a break. These rewards will encourage you to stay on track and continue working towards your goals. Self-discipline is a powerful tool, but maintaining it over time can be difficult. There will be moments when you feel tired, uninspired, or frustrated with your progress. These challenges are a normal part of the journey, but the key is not to let them stop you. Maintaining motivation during difficult times requires a combination of strategies and mindset shifts. First, it's crucial to reframe setbacks. Instead of seeing them as failures, view them as learning opportunities. For example, if you miss a few days of practice, instead of feeling discouraged, ask yourself, what caused me to fall off track? How can I adjust my routine or my environment to make it easier to stay on top of my goals next time? This kind of reflective thinking helps you to stay positive and proactive, rather than stuck in a cycle of self-blame. Another way to stay motivated is by tracking your progress. When it comes to language learning, the improvements can sometimes be slow and subtle. However, by recording your achievements, whether it's mastering a new grammar rule, reading a chapter of your graded reader, or holding a basic conversation in English, you can look back and see how far you've come. This can give you a much-needed boost when things start to feel challenging. One powerful motivator is visualizing your success. Take a few moments each day to imagine what your life will look like when you achieve your English learning goals. Picture yourself confidently speaking English, traveling to English-speaking countries, or advancing in your career because of your language skills. This vision will fuel your desire to stay disciplined and continue practicing, even when it feels tough. It's also helpful to set mini goals along the way. Big goals, like becoming fluent in English, are wonderful, but they can feel overwhelming. Breaking these larger goals down into smaller, achievable tasks will help you to maintain focus and feel a sense of accomplishment. For example, rather than aiming to speak fluently, focus on speaking for 5 minutes every day. These mini goals act as stepping stones toward your bigger dreams, and celebrating each small win will keep you motivated. If you find yourself struggling with motivation on certain days, give yourself permission to rest. Rest is just as important as practice. Taking a break doesn't mean giving up. It's simply recharging your energy so you can return to your goals with renewed enthusiasm and focus. Sometimes a short break can offer the mental clarity needed to re-engage with your practice more effectively. Lastly, remember that self-compassion plays a huge role in motivation. Be kind to yourself when things don't go perfectly. Instead of berating yourself, encourage yourself as you would a close friend. Remind yourself that you're working towards something important and that the process is just as valuable as the outcome. As you continue on your journey to build self-discipline, remember that the ultimate goal is not just to learn English, but to grow as a person. Each small step, each habit you develop, and each challenge you overcome will shape you into someone who is not only fluent in English, but also skilled in personal growth and resilience. When you reach milestones, celebrate them. Whether it's finishing a book in English, successfully holding a conversation, or consistently practicing for a week, take the time to acknowledge your progress. This celebration can be a small treat, a moment of reflection, or even sharing your success with someone who supports you. Recognizing your achievements reinforces the positive habits you've built and boosts your confidence. Reflect on your journey often. Ask yourself questions like, what have I learned about myself through this process? How has my discipline grown? How has my mindset changed? These reflections allow you to appreciate the transformation you've gone through, not just in your language skills, but in your ability to stay focused and committed to something important. As you continue practicing self-discipline in your English learning, keep the bigger picture in mind. Self-discipline isn't just about consistency. It's about creating lasting habits that will serve you in many areas of life. The lessons you learn through your English practice, patience, perseverance, and focus, will carry over to other goals and challenges you face. Finally, embrace the journey. Building self-discipline isn't something that happens overnight, and that's okay. What matters most is that you keep going even when things are tough. By doing so, you'll continue to improve your English, develop your self-discipline, and grow in ways you never imagined. Remember, your English learning journey is a reflection of your ability to create lasting change in your life. Keep going, stay disciplined, and you'll not only improve your English but also transform your approach to challenges and success. If this video inspired you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more life-changing tips, and drop a comment below telling me what you're doing to build your self-discipline. Don't miss out. Let's grow together. Your journey to a better you starts now.